I need a spray painting booth. So we're gonna make one. I've been using our terrace to spray paint a lot of our projects, and lately I've been noticing a lot of dust piling up. This means that just putting a fan behind me and opening the window isn't enough, which is why we're making a spray booth. We'll need 2 MDF boards, one of which we'll cut in 2, 4 hinges, a filter cloth and a fan. The hinges we'll use so that we can open and close the doors, and to make the entire thing foldable so that it can easily stow it away. Then in the middle panel, we'll cut out a ventilation hole, cover it up with a filter, and then behind that we'll put the fan, which will suck up all the paint particles and blow away all the aerosols, or at least away from me.
Alright, so now that we know what the plan is, let's go to the hardware store.
We're back from the hardware store, and I got myself 2 MDF plates, one full-sized, where we're gonna put a hole here in the middle for the fan. This is the fan that we had back home. I'm not sure if it's gonna be good enough, but we'll see about that, and if not, I'm gonna have to, find a better one. Then we cut 1 MDF plate in half, so these will be the doors, and then hinges so that they can open and close, and we can fold them away, because that's also important, especially if you live in a small apartment. Lastly, a filter which will hopefully catch all the dust particles or paint particles that the fan is supposed to suck up. But now that we have everything, let's get started. Okay, so I made a measuring mistake. Unfortunately, I measured quite the gap here wrongly. So, this is never gonna stand on its own. Also, this is not a good idea. I'm gonna remove these, and I'm gonna put one here and one here, and then it will be much more rigid, because this is not built to last. We learn as we go. Alright, so we've got the main part ready, but I encountered another problem. As you can see, the hole here, I made it in the middle so that it would fly over this piece here, which is like protective glass, and I don't want the fumes to go against that. So I designed the hole to be high enough so that it would go over, or it would blow over it. But as you can see, I didn't factor in the height of the fan. So now I need to make sure that the fan is upright a bit. And to do that, I can do 2 things. I can look for a janky box and just put it under the fan, or I can make a box using the jigsaw, which is, the preferred option, because we're the crafting then, right? So what I did is I already went to the shop and I bought me a board, and I measured out the height that I need. So it's about 8 centimeters in height. So I'm gonna make a box out of this plate, 8 centimeters in height. I already marked where I need to cut, and then I'm gonna cut it, put it together, and finished is the job. Well, no, then the only thing that rests is to put the filter, but then we're done. So I think by tomorrow I'll be ready. Okay, so the first part went pretty well. I had to cut a straight line in a thicker piece of board, and I had to put it on a slower setting for it to actually work. I think I pretty well, so let's continue with the rest of the box. Okay, so I cut out all the parts, but there's a small problem. Using a jigsaw for straight lines is a bit harder than I anticipated. As you can tell, this is horrible. None of the parts are straight. So the guide that I was using, either I was using it wrong or it's just my lack of experience, because this is the first time that I'm using a jigsaw. That means going back to the shop, buying another plate, and doing it all over again. That's fine, because that's what the channel's all about. Learning new skills and getting better as we go. Alright, so after 1 hour and a half, I decided I found a different solution for the box. I started cutting with the jigsaw, but I think the blade was crooked, so from the start, even though I had a support rail to make sure that it wouldn't veer off course, it was still cutting crooked, so I decided to use a different saw. This one, very good, but since it was also the first time using this one, my lines were still a bit crooked, so I decided the best option would be to check if I can just stack the boards on top of each other and find a solution that way. It might not look pretty, but at least it works. Now, my fan is at the right height. So for now I'm gonna keep it at this, and in the future maybe I'll do a spray paint booth 2.0. Anyhow, all that rests is to put on the filter, and then I'm gonna add some tape over the hinges so that when I'm spray painting, it doesn't cover the hinges. So we're almost ready. I'm gonna do some testing before we get on to the final steps, which is just taping on some duct tape here to protect the hinges. And then we'll do the final reveal with some spray paint tests. Alright, so the spray painting booth is done, and before we go on to the big reveal, I just wanted to add this is the first video of the channel, and we've got a lot of really cool and ambitious projects coming up. This video was mostly for learning how to work with the camera and getting the gear right, but the next ones are going to be really cool. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and keep on crafting. Now for the reveal.